Good morning, everybody. Hope everyone had a good Saturday and Sunday. Here to talk about something. Let's get into this. Let's dive right into this. So pretty much, I begin a lot of on my YouTube shorts. I begin a lot of comments. Some really kind of, to me personally, disrespectful comments about some of the stuff I post on YouTube, the videos I post on YouTube. And I just gotta say, some of you really need to really stop being so negative about what I post. You know, I know it's part of life. Social media can be your best friend, or social media can be your worst enemy if you allow it to, and it can destroy people's personal lives. But I'm gonna post as much as I want, but the comments, you can't control what people say, but you can't control how you react to it. And you know, some people like to comment on things that they normally don't see, and when they see something new, some people don't react to it the right way, and they come off as saying something really stupid or really derogative or very condescending, sort of. You know, I deal with that. I get more comments on my YouTube shorts than my actual videos. So maybe I should start posting more shorts, YouTube shorts. I don't have a problem with that. I can still do that. You know, I mostly post about my basketball videos. I mostly post about, I mostly post about basketball, me talking. I used to post about me working out, but I don't do that no more. I don't do none of that much anymore, because I hardly work out that much anymore. And I can't really afford a gym right now, so I do push-ups every now and then, you know, to keep the cardio going, I guess. But yeah, back to the comments. If you ain't got nothing nice to say to somebody, then just don't say it at all. Just don't say nothing at all, you know. But people can't help but say something that they normally don't see on YouTube. I mean, while all the negative comments are coming in on my YouTube shorts, I'm still getting subscribers. You know, some people like what I post. Some people are just mean and cruel and insensitive. We live in a very cool and really cruel and insensitive world now, and it's been like that for quite a while. And sometimes people take it to the point where, you know, it's over a screen. But if you can't, but imagine if you said it to their face. Without people's minds are and everything, someone can get seriously hurt, physically hurt. You know, emotionally detached and physically destroyed. You know, you just gotta take it with a grain of salt, and a hint of pepper, because not everyone's gonna treat you the same way they treat themselves. They may treat you better than they treat their own darn selves. You know, people are cruel. People are insensitive. There's a lot of people that are insensitive. A lot of people that do it just to put themselves out there, just to be mean and cruel to you, because they got nothing else better to do with their lives. A lot of people don't have a life outside of YouTube or Instagram or Facebook or TikTok. Some people just sit at home and collect money and don't do a damn thing about it. You know, so what other thing they got going on than to see content on YouTube, and they're going to comment some stupid crap about it. They always will. You can't help that. You can't control that. Like I said before, you can't control what people say about you, but you can't control how you react to it. So react wisely. React wisely. You know, not everything requires a response. But the more you do stuff, the more responses and reactions you get. You know, some people like being insensitive. Some people like, you know, putting their comment on there just so it can get reported, so they can find a way to report you, because people retaliate over little things. People want to be petty. But not everyone's going to be nice to you, as I learned really quickly. And recently in life, because Everyone's got something going on, whether it's negative or positive, good or bad, worse or better. Someone's still got something going on. So these people that post on my YouTube for comments, you know, it's just kind of sad that people do that. But that's life. Life is not always supposed to be easy for some people. Some people like it when it's rough. Some people like it when some people like it when it's tough. You know, you just got to be able to handle it the way you handle it. Handle your business on social media, handle it off social media. But mostly keep your business off social media, because a lot of people don't need to hear about what you're doing. And honestly, a lot of people don't really care what you got going on social media. And some people will just come up and comment and say something negative about it. And then they get offended, they get mad, and they block you off their page from seeing their page. Now, if that's not petty, I don't know what the heck is. But yeah, we gotta treat everybody with respect. You know, not everyone's going through the same thing you're going through. Everybody's got something going on that ultimately changes how they treat people, how they treat other people. And I really like treating people with respect. Like, if I have something positive to say, I will say it. You know, but you can't always be positive and nice to people. You got to have a backbone. You got to have structure. You got to have good structure to keep up with today's stuff. So, with that being said, you just got to be careful. You just got to be careful where you swing, because you swing the wrong way, you're gonna strike out. But yeah, I just get tired of those comments. That's why whenever I see them, honestly, I'm gonna come out there and say it. If I see something negative on there, I'm gonna remove it from my page. I'm going to remove it from my video, because I'm not gonna tolerate that. It's just my way of showing. Now, if I respond the way I want to respond, it's gonna get me reported. So people know that if I say something back to them, it's gonna get reported. Because what I really want to say, I don't want to cuss them out. But that's what social media is trying to press. Social media is trying to push. Social media is trying to push that. They're trying to push the narrative of you getting upset, so the person on the other side of the screen can feel happy about himself, that he got somebody upset and he offended somebody. Because honestly, like I said before, dude, nobody really cares. I mean, it's really tough to say. It's really tough to say that no one really cares, because of the truth. Some people are out here to hurt your feelings. You know, some people are out here to destroy your ego and get you riled up because they got nothing else better to do. But maybe they're throwing hateful energy towards you because some people don't like what you do on social media. You know, there's a lot of other YouTubers that do the same thing, but at the same time, you gotta remember, everybody comes from different backgrounds, and some of those backgrounds are hostile, some of them are easy, some of them are very hostile. They were surrounded by a very hostile environment, so all they know is how to be tough with you. If you're not tough with them, they won't be tough with you. So you just got to be able to handle your situation a little better than most people. But yeah, I get hateful comments all the time. But then sometimes I will personally get offended by what they say. You know, you can't control that. Only thing you can control is how you react to it. At the end of the day, you got to make a decision. Are you going to take it with a grain of salt, or are you just going to sit there and whine all day about someone commenting something, about someone posting something really stupid that catches their eye in a funny fashion, in a funny fashion? You can't control that. People are going to do what they want and say what they want, and honestly, they get away with it. It's the truth. You can't control what people say about you, you know. But Only thing you can do is aim high and try to avoid disappointment. And don't put yourself up for a position to fail, because if you're thinking about failure, you've already lost. You've already lost anyway. If you're always thinking about failure, you're already lost. You know, you gotta remain optimistic, and you gotta stop letting people control your energy that they can't possess themselves. Your energy is different than anybody else's. It's on a whole different level that a lot of people can't reach, and they're mad about that. So when I post something on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram, yeah, there's people that laugh about it. There's people that laugh, you know. People are gonna laugh at anything they see. You can't control emotions like that. You can't control laughter, you know. And if you want to do what you want to do, it's going to get you in serious trouble. So you just got to take it with a grain of salt, and don't let it bother you. You know, I do the best I can not let it bother me. But when I see something negative on my page, I'm gonna literally take it off my page. You know, off my post, because it's insensitive, it's rude, and it's very inappropriate. But people are gonna say what they want to say. Like I said before, you can't control that. You can't control what people say. You know, people are gonna say what they want, act the way they want, and be the way they want, just to get around life. Sometimes it's better for them to do it that way. But people are gonna do what they want to get a rise out of you, and that's kind of wrong. It's remotely wrong, but people are gonna do it anyway. So you just gotta maintain a positive mindset and a positive attitude, and just keep posting. It's not gonna stop me from posting videos. You know, I'm gonna still post them. If they got a problem with me posting, then they can report my page. But it's nothing negative. I mean, there's a few posts on my YouTube that I put on there that got the video removed a few times because it violated community policy thing, whatever, community guidelines or whatever. I guess it violated it. If they didn't like it, somebody reported it. But it's okay. I'm able to post now. But I'm gonna keep posting content, whether they like it or not. People still view it. People still watch it. People still comment on it. I'm getting views like crazy on my videos, and I'm gonna have a big following, but my following is getting a little bigger by the day. So the more I post, the more I get around. But I'm not gonna let somebody's negativity affect my positive energy. Someone's negative attitude can also derail your positive energy if you allow them to. But just be grateful you have a page that people like to see stuff on. You know, ain't nothing bad. It's just people like to comment stupid things on it. Like I said before, you can't control that. People are gonna react the way they want to react because they feel better to do. They're not used to seeing something new, so when they see something new, they don't react to it the right way. You know, they react in the way that the person that's doing it doesn't take it the right way all the time. You know, they get offended, they get confused, their ego gets shattered. But yeah, like I said before, I'm gonna keep posting stuff. It ain't gonna stop. You guys have a great day, and that's facts.